member.
Okay.
How do the Palestinians feel about others' perception of them in that the Egyptians are not supporting them and are closing off the tunnels from their side now with sheets of metal that are being driven down into the ground, hundreds of feet. And I read today in Stratford Intelligence Report that the Egyptians were fed the information as to where the men in Dubai would be. They fed it in turn to Mossad. And this information came out of Palestine in the sense of it was a division within Hamas, reportedly. How do the Palestinians see themselves in terms of this reaction of so many people around them and their own divisions? Kind of an incoherent question, but I really don't have any sense of how they see themselves.
I think Palestinians see themselves as Palestinian, first and foremost. For some people, perhaps Muslim, first and foremost. But as Palestinians, I think the idea of Arab solidarity is a bit of a strange one to me personally. I don't feel any particular affinity to other people just because they're European. But that's a separate thing. In terms of Palestinians' view of the world, I think they do feel, of course, quite isolated. Especially after the war, an awful lot of people I talked to said, well, the world has seen this, something has to be done, finally, and nothing happened. So it's a big sense of isolation and frustration. In terms of the relationship with Egypt, it's quite complex, I suppose, because of some form of solidarity as well. I think opinion is quite divided. A lot of people, I think the majority of people would like to see Rafah opened, and of course Egypt is to blame for that. But I think that behind that there's also the US and perhaps Israel to a lesser extent. But of course that's a pressing thing. The answer to that I don't think is simple. It's to do with the Muslim Brotherhood within Egypt and Hamas and their relationship to Hamas. So it's a political thing for the Egyptians. I'm sure a lot of Egyptians don't like their own government too. But yeah, it's kind of, yeah, that's a very difficult question, I think. The perception of the world is, like I said, it's one of isolation at the moment. That's not helped by the internal split between Fatah and Hamas. But there is always hope too. I think a lot of people turn to that. They take God, I'm losing myself here. They take a lot of thanks from people who show solidarity, from international institutions, and from slow progress, you know. The people I work with have been working on this issue, the older ones anyway, for upwards of 20 years, and they've done the same thing every day, and it's the little victories that make it possible. I don't think anyone is under any illusions that'll be an easy or a swift transition, but everyone does have faith that will come about, and it's just a very slow process.
Thank you very much, Daragh Murray. Thank you very much in absentia to filmmaker Philip Risk. Thank you to Stuart Ward and Sune Larson from the Palestinian Solidarity Committee, and all of you for being here tonight.
Thank you. Cheers.